live?
Yep.
Why is it so dark?
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Hell, we are back. Oh, live. Here we go. I go. Facebook Live. YouTube Live. Gentlemen of Crypto, we back in business. What's going on, everyone?
What's up?
What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 50. The big 5-0. Finally. It's been a long time. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
Ivan, Antonio, Jamal J. What's going on? P-Man.
What's up, P-Man?
We back in the same location. It might only last for 24 hours, people, but we back.
I know, right?
But we back right now.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even start the I Go Live. Hold on. Let me start this.
Yeah, man. I just got in town. Just drove from Charlotte.
Oh, yeah. Whew. Listen, people. He got in town last night. I was like, hey, it's time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah, just got in town. Right back to it, man.
Right back to it. Ariel, how you doing? Something, Brittany, Jackie, how you doing? All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, I said thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. So welcome back, Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 50, the big 5-0.
Oh yeah.
I am King.
I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto.
Boom! Look at
That's
that.
what we do.
Flowing smooth too. What's going on, Shawanda? Yep, of course. So today, a lot of great news coming up. We're gonna talk about a few things from last week that we missed. Some new things. The market, of course. This show might run a little bit longer since we haven't been in the same place. What's going on, Bitcoin Hippie?
Bitcoin Hippie, yeah.
D bro. Since we haven't been in the same place, this show might go on maybe a little bit longer today. Like I said, and then we bounce around traveling a little bit for the holiday week as well. Still trying to bridge the gap
between Tether and BTC, BTUSD.
Right.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that.
Right, but a lot of good stuff. So starting off today, again, you know, cheers. It's like every week, Bitcoin all-time high.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where are we at this morning with Bitcoin?
83.50 when I last looked. So
83.50.
Yeah, we're back together, Derek. Appreciate you coming. But yeah, another all-time high. I mean, it's been a lot of short squeezes. 10K before January. I mean, we said that a long time ago. We predicted it would be there by the end of the year. However, you know, like I said, you still got a lot of time left between then. Crypto, a day is really like 3 days because it's 24/7. So you got a lot of time before then to see what shakes out. But yeah, 10K is definitely our prediction for the year. And we were talking about 12.6 by February. So yeah, we'll see. But don't get too yeah, like we always say, don't get too euphoric, so to say. Because it might not shoot there instantly.
This is when it happens, people.
This is when they at 9.6 or something, people will be like, oh yeah, it's never going down. And then yeah, so just be careful. But with all my margin traders out there and with alts, just make sure you realize yeah, their time is coming.
All right, so first up, of course, the biggest news of the day, which is the Tether hack. If you remember, if you've been watching this for a while, you know, for a couple months now, you remember we've already talked about Tether before. We kind of pointed out why we thought it was. Personally, I kind of thought scamish. I think you said the same.
Same thing. Yeah,
okay.
Never used it. Yeah.
I tried to use it, and the reason why I started thinking scams is because when I tried to onboard and sign on or whatever, and this is before the rush came too, people. It took about 6 to 7 weeks for me to even sign on, and then once I signed on, they froze everything, so I wasn't even. So even right now, I still can't even use it. And of course, you know how it goes. There's no support at all. So when that happened to me, I was like, all right, something's going on in there with Bitfinex. If you've been following Bitfinex, you know that something's going on with their banking. I'm not saying right or exactly right.
Hey,
right.
Like, using, but
it's like, did you see the reaction? Unrehearsed. We're both like, hey,
it's a little fishy. You're looking real fishy in the light right now. But I did see what was the guy from CNBC said that he was inviting them on. He was inviting Tether on or Bitfinex people on to explain themselves, and he was like, I'm only gonna give you one chance. If not, we're going forward with the show. So that'll be interesting to see. Definitely.
Again, it's one of those things, people, where why the risk? Why the risk? You don't need Tether to be in this market. Period. I get it. It was a novel idea, especially early on. But now, I mean, we're getting to the point, all these exchanges are looking at going decentralized and trying to figure out the next move. Yeah. We're figuring out the onboarding issue. That is the big onboarding and offboarding money is the biggest issue right now. So we are working it out, and I think once it's all the way worked out, it really won't be a need for Tether.
Yeah.
My question for you though is what everybody's been asking is that if Tether is this big scam, will it affect the price of Bitcoin?
In my opinion, not by much, because two reasons. First reason is when the hack happened, when the news came out, the price jumped or dipped, sorry, but as soon as it bounced, it went straight back to where it was within hours. So bad news hasn't affected it. Secondly, Tether is mostly used for altcoins. It's a temporary, like I said, temporarily it might do something, but you got to understand if CME and some of these other people get into it, they factor that into the equation because Tether's been around. And when you look at what is used for Tether mostly is altcoins. That'll be what's affected. Tether's on Poloniex, Tether's used on Bittrex, and at the same time that Tether is quote unquote doing bad or being pumped out, you got to realize a lot of people that use Tether are buying Bitcoin as well. So even if it goes down, it's not a huge percentage. I think somebody said it was less than, I saw less than 5% is used for Bitcoin. So not really Bitcoin, altcoins will probably be more effective.
And to be honest too, I mean, you have to remember, think about how many, so Bitcoin is the biggest, right? It has the best market dominance, it's huge. Think about how many people know about Bitcoin. That percentage is very small.
Very small.
So when you talk about there already is not a lot of people who know about Bitcoin. Now we're talking about Tether. There is either a smaller percentage. Yeah, it's like
less than 100,000.
Yeah, people don't know about. In fact, I will almost say that with Tether, with a lot of their clients, it might be the same repeating customers that have a lot of money into it because it's not, we talk to new people all the time. New people aren't asking us questions about Tether. Older traders and older people who've been in it a little bit are asking us. But so yeah, I don't think that market cap's a lot, but once again, if it goes bust, we said it about 2 months ago, people, we wouldn't be surprised. Once again, it has all the signs.
Oh yeah.
And
I do want to comment on the hack. The reason I say hack is I read an interesting piece about the hack, how the wallet that it was hacked from was created right before it got hacked, like a few hours. So what's up, Cali Coins? Yeah, we back. So it looks kind of fishy to me that 30 million got moved to an account in 3 different. It was like 20 million, 10 million, a little bit more, and then when it got hacked, that wallet that it got moved from had just been created. So how do you hack a wallet that's just created unless it may be an inside job? And that's one of the things I hope isn't happening. But if they're doing it to, I don't know, cook the books or whatever's going on, it just looks fishy. And the best thing you can always do when somebody has doubt is just come out and say it. So it'll be interesting to see the rest of the day. I'll be reading about this hack more to see, exactly what happened. But yeah, it is kind of it's kind of iffy. And Bitfinex has been hacked before too.
Right? Yeah,
Bitfinex, 70 million. So hey, it's not looking too good for them right now. But we'll see.
So that's Tether. Like I said, one of those things we're really not worried about. Apparently, the market isn't. Listen, Honey Badger don't care right now about nobody, what you have to say, what your thoughts are, your opinions. It is continuing to push up and push forward. Yep. So still a lot of great opportunities here in the market. Let's see. What else do we have today? Oh, Palm Beach. So this actually goes straight from Tether. A lot of these stories are connecting, as you see, because there is a little bit of market manipulation trying to go on. Yeah. However, Bitcoin still doesn't care. But Palm Beach pump fake. So I kind of tweeted a little bit about it yesterday because I was trying to get a grasp of who really knows about the Palm Beach report, and it turns out a lot of people don't. So I kind of mentioned it last week where I said it was a pump group. I called it a pump group too at this point. He said I was right about Neo. Hey, get in, get out. We're gonna talk about Neo today too. But the Palm Beach report, for those who don't know, the Palm Beach report is used for traditional investors. It was a money market guy. I forgot his name, but it's like I think Tarika or something. But he's a money manager guy, traditional investment, capital management type, who has these reports that he's been pushing out for a while now. He has a monthly newsletter that costs usually like $200-300, and then he has the reports that come out that cost about $3,000. Now, recently, at the beginning of this year, he jumped into the crypto side of things and was saying, he was one of the people who called Ant Shares Neo. Again, many people called it, but for traditional investors, this guy called Neo, or he called Ant Shares before it became Neo. So he called it at about 30 cents, I believe. And of course, we saw that meteoric rise to about $46 to $49. So you have to remember, to traditional investors, him calling that to them, that 20,000% gain basically made him a god in their eyes.
To them.
Yeah, to them. So since then, he's been coming out with more reports, basically breaking down coins, entry points, and all that good stuff. For traditional investors, they pay $3,000 for these reports. And one was supposed to come out this Thursday. It looked like it may have leaked early. But with the leak, they're saying that he actually leaked out fake emails because he heard people were copying them and sending it to guys like me and getting my hands on them. So he was sending out fake ones. And then also in Telegram, a lot of people were cloning the Palm Beach report and editing it, photocopying it and editing it to put in their own pics to pump their groups. So this weekend, what you may have saw was a lot of coins shoot up 800%, 900%, and then go straight down. And that's because
long wicks.
Oh yeah,
about the longest.
Yeah,
wicks
longest ones you ever
seen
on multiple coins.
Yeah.
So if you were wondering this weekend, I know one of them, we were calling it the pop coin pump and dump. They did pop coin. They did, I know, like hemp coin.
Yeah, Grosso.
Grosso.
Yeah.
They just did Dash. Dash was the fish one. I screenshotted that and actually put it on the Twitter.
Bcash. Who hasn't been pump and dumping all that?
Yeah. So the pump and dumps ran wild with the reports of the Palm Beach report coming out this week. So that's why you were seeing a lot of that. Now there was, for people who were in the trading game, there was times to make money for, all you had to do was literally buy a bunch of different altcoins and set sell orders because they were randomly just popping up and going down. And for those who sit on the sidelines, it was a good time to sit on the sidelines as well. So if you see the words PBR, Palm Beach Report, Palm Beach Pump Groups, what people are calling it now, they're calling it a scam now because, he has so many traditional investors, he can just kind of manipulate the market how he wants.
If you get enough whales together and you're like, yeah, we're going to pump it at this time, that's what you get.
So yeah, that was that. But just want you to be on the lookout for that. And then ECB, what's going on with ECB? And what is ECB?
Yeah. Well, the ECB, the European Central Bank, doing or presenting an idea that we have discussed a few times. In the future, cash and the ability to have control of your money will get closer and closer pushed away. We're seeing it at a point now where the ECB is actually putting out an idea for banks to not allow a certain amount of withdrawals, and also your deposits aren't guaranteed. So if you put money in a bank, you put $100,000 in the bank, and there's a bank run or a bank fails, which in my mind means that they can see it coming.
That is true.
Why would they even put it out? Like, or just in case? No. They're doing it for a reason. But you put your money in there, it's not guaranteed that you can take it out. They can say, no, you can only take out 5,000. If that, what if it gets really bad? You can only take out, 500 or something, not enough to live off of. They're trying to implement this into banks so that you can't take out your money, which is another reason to use Bitcoin. It's just the reasons are, good enough by themselves as a currency, but from a political standpoint and being able to, be self-sufficient, hey, I don't see banks going backwards from this, because if the European Central Bank is saying it, I'm sure another big one is going to try and come out and do it. We've already seen in India, demonetization of the rupee. 500 and 100 was taken out just like that. It was Monday. They were like, "Hey, you got till Friday. Give it back to us."
Oh, and then they closed the banks for like 2 days when they did it. Yeah, they closed the banks when they did it.
We've seen it in Greece when it was a run on the banks. ATMs were shut down. Because think about it. What if your bank fails? They close the doors and ATMs are offline. What would you do? And that's what, if you ask most people, they think that that's some dystopian future type thing, when in actuality it's been happening around us. Our news just doesn't cover it. That's sort of why we're here, and other people as well. But the ECB is considering it, which is big enough news for me to believe that they're thinking about it. So is there any tracking when you take your money out of Bitcoin ATM? Technically, yes, they ask for a phone number. But I'm sure you can find a way around that if you don't want to. But yeah, that is crazy, because in my opinion, once the government starts saying, yeah, your money isn't guaranteed if you put it in a bank, but you have to put it in a bank, hey, that sounds a little fishy to me, brother.
So do want to point out, you might say I didn't hear, but the ECB thing, this is an opinion from one of them, so it hasn't been written in legislation, but Bitcoins, they said the fact that they're now talking about it. You remember what just happened a few weeks ago, people? The whole thing came out for banks, at least in the United States, where you can no longer sue banks via class action, which means you have to go into private arbitration. I've talked about this before because I have a little bit of experience with it, but private arbitration means that you try to sue a bank, or even with the exchange now they do it in their terms of use. If you try to sue them, you can't do it with a group of people. You have to go in there alone, and usually they're going to have their all-star team of lawyers, a legal team that's world-renowned, people you definitely can't compete with. So it's basically, you won't get any money back or be able to have any legal means of recourse unless you're already a where you can afford, an opposing legal team that's going to say, no, you will do whatever for my client. And you're not the person. So more than likely, when it comes to banks, it's going down a dark road, people. And again, we're still waiting to see what happens in December with the debt ceiling. We are still waiting on the debt ceiling.
That's a big thing. It's coinciding with CME starting December 10th.
I said that last week. So I said the same thing last week.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of coming together at the same time.
So no, great point. And even now, again, CME came out and said they're looking. First they said December 11th. Then somebody said that was false information. But they're still waiting for Q4, which is right now, to figure out when they're going to release it. I mentioned it last week, but again, people, I'm telling you, they are waiting to see what's going to happen with the debt ceiling first, because depending on that news, it may not be the best time for them to enter the market. But everyone who really is analyzed and try to do their own due diligence on the audit of the United States and what we're doing with the Fed, they kind of see the writing on the wall, which is why December is about to be the perfect time for CME and then Novogratz to enter the market as well. So.
Novogratz.
We will see what happens with that.
Yeah.
NEO news. So of course, going from Friday, we were talking about we're waiting to go into the weekend to see what was NEO. One of the things I said Friday was, coming from a lot of you all who emailed us, texted us, or messaged us on the different stuff. It looks like farewell. I see Derek said he made a little bit of money on NEO or whatever. I talked to some other people.
It's probably gonna pump again.
It's probably gonna pump again. So we talked about NEO last week. One thing I said, everybody's saying the big news is coming Monday. I referenced the 10x pay in the conference they did. I believe it may have been the one at Stanford or the one in Europe. I can't remember. But everybody thought it was gonna be this big 10x pay news a couple weeks ago, and it really wasn't. Same thing happened with NEO. Kind of, I guess, depending on how you take it. Their news came out that they were partnering with Microsoft for a new competition, right? Development competition for 2018. And then they were going to form their own decentralized exchange as well, aimed at the Chinese market. Thoughts on that news?
Well, I feel like it's something that isn't really that big because Ethereum, they partnered with Microsoft for a competition. It's one of those things where it was news, but it wasn't something mind blowing where the price would go. Yeah, I mean the Microsoft thing was like they literally said we're looking out at smart contract platforms to do this stuff. So Ethereum, NEO, Ethereum Classic, even they work with. So it's not really that big news. But as far as their decentralized exchange, I can see it picking up because when China says, all right, Bitcoin is good or Bitcoin is bad officially, that could give, or what if they say NEO is our official smart contract platform? Because we've been talking about it for a while. It seems like some of these cryptocurrencies are going to be aligned with countries. Vitalik is from Russia, NEO is in China. Some of the other platforms, are based in America. That just looks like where it's going. So if they basically say, look, we're going to centralize NEO and everybody in China can use it, go for it, then NEO is probably going to go off the chart. So, newer coders don't like it. However, I will say, the coding part of it isn't the problem. It's more the control, who controls it. Because if it's decentralized now and it becomes centralized, that will be, one of the things that push the price way up. But we'll see.
I think that, like you said, that's the play right now for all these nation states to say, all right, it's too late for us to just do our own thing. Nobody's listening to us. Yeah. Let's find that front running company and then force them. Basically, force them to work with us or else. Yeah. So it looks like that's what we might see. So are we frozen over here?
Let's see.
Frozen? I go.
A few altcoins, man. That's a long list.
Yeah, that's tough. You can for those interested, for specific coins and kind of our personal one-on-one time, definitely go to our website, Kirby Crypto, KRBECRYPTO. Under the services, we do private consultations and stuff, so we can give you a little bit more information on that. Yeah. But the only thing we normally don't do specific coins like yes, no, when to buy and sell, because everybody's plan is different as far as what they expect to get out of this market. So that's just a heads up. Ronnie Moas, what's going on with him?
Oh yeah, big time investor. You may know him. He actually has a group that sends out reports as well, but he's been around For a while, he predicted the price of the total Bitcoin market, that's Bitcoin Gold, Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin, to be at 14,000 before the end of the year, which right now is getting close, over 10,000, but not exactly, there yet. However, his predictions have been right so far. He called the 5,000 mark, 3,000 mark. He's one of those guys. He's a traditional investor, but he got into cryptocurrency early enough and understands what's going on. So he's really a good name to look at. So 14,000 total. His biggest thing was to diversify, because he was saying it won't just be Bitcoin, it'll be the total. So make sure you diversify into different ones. So if you got some Bitcoin Gold today, hey, hold it, or sell it if you want. But yeah, that looks like where we're going, a split, so to say.
And the thing with that too, one of the things he mentioned with that is he's looking at, for that 14,000 price, he's looking at 0.5% of the market penetration, 0.5% of the global population. I keep telling people my aim short term is 1%. Yeah. So we can get 1%. He's saying 14,000 for 0.5% of the total. And honestly, I really don't think they account the network effect, or they're not counting the underbank. I'm telling you that for, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He said money that's already in circulation. Yeah. So he's not even counting the 4 billion people that's underbanked if Bitcoin can adopt a small percentage of that population. So I'm looking at 1% as a short term in the next, at this point, 18 months really, but 18 to 24 months. So we can get 1%. And he's saying 14,000 for 0.5. And I know you put yours at $1 million long term.
Long term, yeah, 1 million. Once it hits 1 million, I might think about selling, but it won't even need to sell it at that point.
Right, really, yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's see, who else we got? So kind of going along also with the banking and stuff with the ECB is Morocco. Morocco came out, their foreign exchange authority has stated that the use of cryptocurrencies within the country can lead to penalties under existing rules. Basically, that is a nice way of saying they are making crypto illegal because they said it's not official money and it goes against their official currency, whatever. We've seen this, people. You said it before. You can't ban it.
You can't ban the snowman.
You tried to ban alcohol, and we saw what happened with alcohol. Biggest gangsters ever walked the United States came out during that time. Mm-hmm. So that was alcohol. Do you really think you're going to make money illegal? Like, it's not happening.
I mean, technically, you can't make software illegal. That's basically what Bitcoin is, software. And if you're really technical, that's banning free speech, because software is nothing but written text. So once people get down to it, lawyers and governments and bureaucracies, them banning it is their opinion, because most people are not going to take it serious. It's like, just because you wrote it down, that's your opinion. You want to ban it, but you can't actually stop it because it's international, and if any country uses it, that's what people gravitate to, and that's what's happening now. So
Alex Daly just asked, when's the best time to buy? Again, people, we're going to keep telling you, yesterday's always the best time to buy, but any day is the best time to buy if you're thinking long term. We keep encouraging people to read the white paper. It's only 8 pages. If you believe in the technology, which is, the basis of technology is decentralized. People, bank or government don't own it, and you can send it very fast across the world with low fees. I mean, that is the basics of it.
Except when Bitcoin Cash is spamming transactions. Let me throw that. Did you talk about that?
No, I did not.
I'm sorry. For those of you, because I know some people have been asking, why does it cost so much to send it for the past couple weeks? Real quick. There are people with a lot of computing power who spam the transaction mempool, and what happens is the transaction fees go up, but if you look today, they've all went back to regular. So that was just Bitcoin Cash doing this, whatever, scam, pump and dump, and then back out. So just want to throw that out there, but yeah.
It's, hold on, I'm on the iGo Live responding to people. Mm-hmm. There we go.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shawanda. Yep, Bitcoin's here to stay, definitely.
So Bitcoin Cash is spamming people. Oh, but it's one of those things again, people, everyone's getting so excited about, well, the transactions, so the fees are high, so I'm going to sell it and not, and this is the where we're at in our society right now. Right now, I want the immediate gratification. People, things take time. What you're seeing right now in the Bitcoin space are things that were developed the last couple of years. You're just now seeing.
It's explosion.
Right. So just looking at last year in 2016, one of the reasons why we were saying 2018 was going to be such a huge year because of all the stuff they've been developing since 2016 that haven't even really unraveled yet. I said something about Neo the other day, it wasn't Neo. It was I can't forget. I remember it was one of the coins out there, but I basically was saying some of them. Oh, it was IOTA. I said for IOTA, I wouldn't expect IOTA to really get his legs until Q3 next year. And then 2019, they might really get that big swing and really push forward. IOTA's a good one that hasn't even been listed on the main exchanges. From what I've been seeing and hearing, it may be the next big one to come to Bittrex. But even then, people are wondering why is it stalling. They're not ready yet, and they don't want to come to the mainstream market with a bunch of flaws. And I'm with that plan. Like, stay in the shadows, keep building, get it together, and then come out. And that's when you see things like, I'm telling you, by late 2018 and 2019, IOTA will be like one of those things where it's probably going to be the talk of the town. And new people are going to be like, IOTA. But really, it's like, we've been waiting on this thing since 2016 or or when it come out this year or whatever?
Yeah, this year.
2017. So it takes time, people. You have to give it time, which is why we say hold.
Definitely hold, yeah. And there's a bunch of coins like that are sitting there right now really cheap. You're going to look back in a year or two and be like, man, I remember when it was.
Right? Yeah. So I know we talked about a little bit on social media, but another big one was the Mt. Gox thing. For those who don't know, Mt. Gox was the big exchange, one of the largest exchanges back in 2014 that got hacked for billions of dollars. Mm-hmm. The owner of that, Mark, was it Karpolos?
Mark Karpolos.
Yeah, I can't pronounce nothing, but
scam.
Yeah, he was arrested or whatever, but now it looks like he might be becoming a billionaire because technically, since the exchange owned the funds at the time, they had it at that market price and what it's worth now. Long story short, he scammed people out of billions of dollars. He might walk away a billionaire and free. But on top of that, he's actually throwing the idea out there of doing an ICO to bring it back so users can get their funds back, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, the new people who have no clue what Mt. Gox is, all they will see is old exchange owner doing an ICO and they will buy into it. So that's the scary thing behind that one.
Yeah, and you said, Mt. Gox, when it was around, I remember when it was the talk of the town. But shout out to Chris Dunn. I actually started watching his videos and he called it out a long time ago. He was like, their price is like $800 above always. It's probably scamming. But back then it was like Bitstamp. Coinbase was just getting started, and GDAX didn't exist, and Mt. Gox. This was like 2012-ish. It was like nothing. 2013. Exchanges wise, trading was, it was really the Wild West. People call it the Wild West now, but back then it was like exchanges were going up and coming down in a week. So Mt. Gox was trusted, so to say, and when it went away, a lot of people lost a lot of money.
See, and I'm with you. Antonio said he's cheeky to think he can bring it back. But here's the crazy thing, I said this about the LinkedIn pool kind of being tainted. This scamming is in full effect right now. People don't care at this point. Honestly, and I'm not gonna go call him a scammer because whatever, I don't have all the facts. But I will say, the move by Jeff Garzik with the Segwit 2X and then his ICO metronome. You talking about a scam, and it's like
pulling the rug out.
You're basically trying to make a new Bitcoin, which is a project in of by itself you need to focus on, and an ICO at the same time.
Yeah.
People, they don't care anymore. And I keep telling you, remember these names because another year and a half, 2 years, once all this is forgotten, they're going to do the same thing at even. They don't ask for less money. You ask for more money. You scam people when you come back and say, you know what? I know you guys lost a few $1 million, but this time we're gonna do a ICO for $200 million.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. We're doing a little different.
Raise the stakes higher. So
whoever was that SC that was saying that, do we think? Yeah, most ICOs are scams.
At this point,
like 90, in my opinion, 90 or 95% of them.
I'd say about 95 too.
And not even mostly malicious. They're scams because they're not needed. You don't need a crowdfund for every little idea that doesn't have a product. Got 2 developers. And a white paper that's 50 pages long, just explaining away some problem that doesn't exist. Because if you read, some of these I read just for entertainment. I know that's probably the nerdiest shit ever, but some of these ICOs, I read the paper just to see them try to explain to me why their furniture company needs an ICO. Like
you're gonna have these couches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna have bit pillows. Like, what are you I've seen some crazy stuff out there, but most of the scams, most probably can get you a pump and dump, maybe, but we just saw somebody this morning run away with $350,000 in ICO startups. So yeah, it's most startups don't survive. Same thing with ICOs, and I think when the bubble pops with that, it won't be a financial thing. It'll be more of a criminal thing, because some of these people are just taking people's money and running, and Tezos not looking good for them either. So they got some litigation to go through. Yeah, people should be asking lots of questions.
So shout out, even though Ashley A-Town, which is crazy, she talking about some Zay. I mean, I thought we grew up together. Ashley, what's going on? No love. I see how it is. No. But yeah, so like you said, a lot of them are scams. Sometimes they're intentional, sometimes they're not. But does it really matter when you're talking about investing money? It's been a lot of crazy stuff going on in this space. What's going on, Mira? Let's see. What else? I think that's really about it. If you have any last minute questions, you guys can shoot them. Like I said, our schedule, we're going to try to be in the same room as much as possible, but we might be traveling a little bit again for this next week. We got some stuff unrolling. Out soon. You got anything?
No, not right now, but definitely a lot coming. Thanksgiving is going to be fun. Hope you enjoy it. Whatever.
For the free Bitcoin day, you know, we try to give out free Bitcoin. We're pretty sure we caught up with everybody. We haven't, let us know. We said we're gonna be in Seattle. We can plan a trip, let us know.
Yeah.
But for the free Bitcoin today, 2 things. We want you to do 2 things. Answer 2 questions in quotes. The first one, was the Neo News sufficient enough for them to advertise it as something big? Was them partnering with Microsoft and the next exchange, was that a big enough news to advertise as like the next big thing? You remember, wait till after the video on YouTube and put it in quotes and just yes or no and let us know why. And then the second thing is, even if, let me see the best way to say this. Would you like to see us interview ICO people who may or may not have a good product? Either way, even if it's maybe a bad product, would you want to see those type of interviews from us? Let us know both of those answers to both of those questions. Was Neo News worth it? Would you like us to see some ICO people, whether it's a good one or a piss poor one?
Yeah.
Let us know why and put your public address, and the best answer, we will give that free Bitcoin to tomorrow.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Somebody said, send me, go to YouTube and put some your public address down when we do the Bitcoin.
Oh yeah.
All right, you said Chicago. We about to be all over next year, people.
We're making the list now.
Yeah, we're making the list now. Let us know.
Chicago, UK.
Let us know. What we'll do is, as we go on, we'll put more information out. But let us know some of the places you would like us to come. We'll kind of let you all know how to set it up so when we get there. Because I mean, come on, people, we can't just be flying out everywhere on our own dime. You know, come on, set it up the right way.
People
set it up the right way. We'll be there. But other than that, make sure you follow us at Kirby Crypto. KRBECRYPTO on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I go live on thekingbless.com. Bitcoin Zay on Twitter, all that good stuff. And we will, try to get back to you all when we can. We're trying to manage a ton of channels.
And the t-shirts, Antonio, I actually was gonna put the link a couple times, and the site was down. It's bitcoinshop.us. The site was down for a couple days or something like that. So I was like, I'll put the link later, so I'll look at it again. But bitcoinshop.us, I'll put it in there.
And if you ever see us selling t-shirts, I'm gonna be honest with you, people. Hey, shirts don't belong to nobody. I'm straight up trying to take that idea, like straight Jack moving out.
Yeah, we got some t-shirt ideas coming.
We might have some t-shirts, straight Jack move. All right, ain't no friends out here right now.
Yeah,
hey, thanks for watching, people, and we will catch you all more than likely tomorrow. At least one of us will. All right, absolutely. Take care. I go, people. What's up?